Hello everyone and welcome back to the first Descendant video. Yesterday I saw some pleasant news about Jayber, and I'm glad that this Descendant will be getting much needed help because his current situation is weird. Before even the developers announced that they'll be making changes to the Descendant, I already invested in this character. In this video I will share the builds and how will the changes affect Jayber in the future. First of all, let's tackle the upcoming changes. The changes are simple, and it says that the skill power modifier and additional attack will apply to turret after the August 29th update, and the turret damage will be further improved by Descendant modules. Right now, Jayber is in a weird spot, and I say this because it seems that the only thing working for his turret is non-attribute and dimension skill power modifiers to enhance its damage. If you take a look at the turret's description, it clearly states that it has skill power boosts, and like any abilities with this stat, it should be improved by its respective modules. But somehow, this is not the case for the turret, and you will only see a good power boost if you have a decent reactor with both non-attribute and dimension skill power boost. The skill power modifier from Descendant modules does add damage, but it's a very small portion compared to the huge boost from the reactor. Now, I know some of you will say that reactor always do this, but it's weird because you will see 10,000 or more damage jump from Descendant modules, but in the case of Jayber's turret, it doesn't give you any boost from usual skill power boost, and it gives you very little skill power modifier boost from modules. And the weirdest part is, when you equip the Spear and Shield module that grants 8% skill power, it will boost the damage of your turret, clearly depicting that there are bugs to how skill power boost interacts with the Descendant's turret right now. Another thing that I saw in the upcoming changes is from his turret sync passive. The skill power boost of his passive seems to not work with the Descendant's summon turret, and I'm glad that it has been addressed that it's a bug and it will get fixed soon. Now, I don't know what exactly will happen with the turret engineering skill module, as the translation might be off with this one. I don't know what area it will create after the update, but if they are talking about improving the radius of each turret, then I'll be happy with this change also. Speaking of skill modules, I want to discuss the pros and cons of each modules and what skill modules I picked to be the best suited for my Jayber playstyle. Now, turret engineering is the best skill module during the beta, and it's still good right now as it allows you to heal your turret and also increase their duration. This skill module allows you to give infinite duration on your turrets, since all you need to do is cast your third to reactivate the effect again. The only problem with this skill module though is you can't upgrade your turret to enhanced mode, which adds useful utility to your turrets. The attack turret in enhanced mode will create a turret zone that deals fast damage ticks to enemies within the zone. A lot of players are saying that Jayber's bad because you can't use critical hit modules to further improve the damage of your turret right now, but giving these machineries critical hit will be super busted in my opinion. If you compare it with any skills in the game that stays on the field for a set duration, then you'll notice that it's the best skill in the game that deals continuous damage at a very fast rate. Compared to Freyna or even Valby's Laundry, which deals constant damage, Jayber's enhanced version of attack turrets will deal faster damage ticks, and this is one of the main reasons why I love this Descendant and why I think that the developer limits Jayber's turret power, giving it only 5% base critical hit. The medical turret in enhanced mode will have a taunt feature, which combos well with the attack turret. At the same time, the enhanced version of the medical turret does provide greater healing. Speaking of the medical turret, this ability is also weird because, based on what I understand, it should increase its healing as it gets 75% of the Descendant's skill power modifier. This boost is very little right now, and the best way that you can increase your heals for Jayber is to add heal modules and also health recovery modifiers in your build. If you truly want to make a healer build, then you will want the medical compulsion skill module paired with lots of heal and heal modifiers in your modules, as well as in your reactors and also your external components. However, if you do this, then you will sacrifice some modules that are needed by the Descendant. I really want my Jayber to have no downtime in all his abilities, hence I decided to lower the cooldown of his skills as much as possible. In fact, I also grinded for a materialized reactor that has both cooldown and duration stats just for the sake of getting rid of any downtime. Also, I prefer a lot of range for my build, so I ended up with the maximized range paired with the skill expansion module. This is because I wanted both attack and medical turret zone to be as wide as possible. Honestly, the enhanced mode of both turrets is useful that I can't even think of using a build that hinders me from using the enhanced mode of turrets. I was very dumb at first because I thought that once I had turret engineering in my build, I couldn't upgrade my turrets to enhanced mode. But the reality is, it just removes the ability of your third ability to shoot the turret and upgrade them to enhanced mode. You can still have the enhanced mode of the turrets if you have the overhaul passive, which you can activate after casting your fourth ability. After reactivation, you will gain the overhaul buff, which will last for almost a minute if you have tons of duration stats in your build. This will allow you to get the enhanced mode, which gives the attack turret that DPS zone and the medical turret its taunting feature. So what's the use of the multi-purpose gun then if there's this buff that grants enhanced mode for the turret? Well, that's another mechanic that I think needs to be addressed. The multi-purpose gun allows Jayber to shoot the turret and upgrade them to enhanced mode. The only advantage of using this is that it reset the duration of the turret, but not the enhanced mode once you shoot them with your multi-purpose gun. The damage of this gun is insane though, and it can deal 80,000 to 100,000 damage per hit. But don't expect it like Glaze Massacre though, as this unique weapon for the Descendant will only have 3 bullet, expandable with ammunition modules you equip in your weapon that you are holding. For example, if I am holding the Divine Punishment ultimate gun with rounds per magazine modules, and as well as the max general rounds module, then the ammunition of my multi-purpose gun will be 5 instead of the base 3 value. It will turn into 6 if I also add a rounds per magazine stat at my Divine Punishment. But honestly, it won't matter though, as you will only be using the unique weapon now for utility. But then again, we still don't know the impact of skill power after the update, so it's kind of interesting how much damage can all of Jayber's abilities can deal after the changes. However, I will not be super hyped with the skill power changes though, as it can affect your build negatively. Remember that the developers say that skill power modifier will work on the turrets, and this could end up messing up my build, especially since I have a negative 41% skill power modifier in most of my Jayber builds. And like I have said, I need both high range and duration to make my abilities efficient with Jayber, so I'm not going to say right now that the changes will make an incredible difference. Finally, let me talk more about my builds. First of all, the attacking compulsion build is very good in farming. I am currently using this in farming void shards in the Moongrave Basin in hard mode White Knight Gulch, while also leveling my weapons fast solo. With the attacking compulsion build, it will only take about 31 seconds in average to finish the mission and wait for a couple of seconds to reactivate the mission again. This is probably better compared to the ultimate Valby solo farm that I shared a couple of days ago. By the way, if you want to see a full breakdown of how to do the 34 seconds run or below, then I also included a demo near the end of the video. Now, I have tried another build with immediate purge code, and this is great in farming kuiper shards and gold in the Kuiper Mine mission in hard mode sterile land. This skill module allows you to create an area that deals lightning damage after casting your 4th ability. The only problem about this build is one, it's very important to farm a reactor with skill duration and skill cooldown to make the build efficient enough so you can recast your 4th ability again once the duration of the lightning zone expires. In addition, it feels really weird since the damage of your 4th ability is non-attribute and singular, and last time I checked, no reactor have both non-attribute or singular unless I missed any in the weekly rotation reward. Because of this, I just use the attacking compulsion for farming, but you can also try the immediate purge code and just replace the focus on dimension module to focus on singularity so you can hit 60,000 damage against the enemies in the Kuiper Mine mission in sterile land. I also have tried a medical compulsion build, and this is intended as a support for Colossus boss fights. I call this build the budget build yujin, as your main goal here is to have a medical turret in places where your teammates are located so you can heal them constantly. However, this build is still a work in progress because I am missing some parts such as healing modifier stats in my external components and reactor. Also, this build is unoptimized because of missing sockets. In the upcoming update, you can put catalyst in one slot and put multiple sockets. I'm planning to use this new feature to socket the skill module slot for both Xanic and Malachite. Then, I will also add a cerulean socket and rutile in this slot so I can switch to medical compulsion, attack compulsion, immediate purge, or even the turret engineering build. Speaking of turret engineering, I call this build the Weapon Master because I put tons of firearm bonus in my Jayber to increase the damage of my boss killer Enduring Legacy. This weapon also gets a massive boost from both Sharp Precision module and from the Passionate Sponsor module in my Jayber. The Shot Focus module is not really that important, but it does increase about 1,000 firearm, which also increases your total damage with critical hit. Now, I don't know if the developers are adding ranged turrets if you have turret engineering module, but if it does, then this build will be more effective as you can keep the buff of Passionate Sponsor most of the time. Take note that all my builds are future-proof for the upcoming update, and if you want a lazy farmer with also a boss-killing support build for Jayber, then you can refer to all the builds I have shown you. I hope this will help you have fun with Jayber. Before leaving, we humbly ask for your support by simply liking the video and sharing it. Also, please subscribe to our channel so you will get updated on our latest uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader, signing off.
Gather here.
That storage box contains the Kuiper collected by the enemy.
Sequence.
Opening it will reveal the contaminated Kuiper. Kuiper disassembler operation.
Turret active.
Please destroy as much of the bogus Kuiper as possible.
Medical turret activated. I'll finish you up with this. Summoning turret. turret activated. Reactivation sequence. Assault turret activated. Finish you up with this. Come at me. Cover here. Battle sequence now. Assault turret activated. Turret summoned. Activating trap. Operating assault turret. Gather here. Reactivation sequence. Come at me. Activating trap. Turret engaged. Assault turret activated.